Hi everyone, welcome back to Star Witch Astrology, and we are now in the Gemini season. We have moved into the darkest night with the new lunar cycle starting, dark moon in Gemini at 2 degrees. And for us here in the Southern Hemisphere, it's on the 23rd of May 2020 at 3:38 AM. This is in Australian Eastern Standard Time. For those of you in the beautiful north, as you head into summer, it would have been on the 22nd of May. So the lunar cycle setting the new tone for Gemini, which is mutable air. And when we cast the chart for this tone of the new lunar cycle that we're in for a month, it is an Aries rising chart, and the overall composition is mutable air, which does relate to Gemini. An Aries rising chart giving call, rise to action. Gemini to do with our thoughts, our communications, how we express ourselves, our words, our information, our movement in our local community, how we travel. And as we know, with the global situation, this is all very up and aware and activated at this moment in time. So this is about also looking at some other planetary activations to do with the retrograde planets. There is a lot of Gemini activity at the moment, specifically with the Venus square Neptune this week. Venus, the beautiful feminine planet of sensuality, relationships, partnerships, finances, our values and principles, is currently retrograde through towards the end of June this year, and she's retrograding in Gemini. So it's really asking us to call on us as empowered sovereign beings with these amazing planetary master teachers to reevaluate our values and principles of how we choose to spend our hard-earned cash, our abundance, our manifestation skills, and lest we not forget how empowered we are with our choices. And Gemini is about the choices. So pro-choice, pro-information, education, research. And this is also with the other beautiful master planets, Saturn, Jupiter and Pluto, that are currently retrograding for the next few months. So we have a period here this year as we are moving into June, and we're moving into an eclipse season, which I will do more on that later, is looking at our values and principles and a deep reevaluation and recalibration around what is important to us. With the Venus square Neptune this week, you may have found already leading into this that your dreaming landscape has been going through the veils of time itself. You may have been going back to other times, other places, other loves, and wondering, why am I dreaming about all of this? Because it's the subconscious bringing it up for deep healing. Neptune does rule the other worlds, the magic, the mystery. And we are very gifted, magical, creative beings. There's not just this dimension. And with all of this Gemini energy, which is ruled by Mercury, Mercury the trickster is at play here. So play and have some fun with the trickster, but be exceptionally aware of the realms of illusion and deceit and the masks that are being presented out in our world with misinformation. So I would invite you to do your own research, to bring it back home to yourself with the beautiful moon in Gemini, to see what is important for you and your family, what are the values and the principles upon which you choose to express yourself out into the world at this really important, pivotal awakening in history. And remember, it is about, with this Aries rising chart, what action are you deciding to take for yourself while you reevaluate, remember, reclaim, reset. It's also a defrag, letting go and releasing all that no longer serves you. And I know that I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. There is a strong call here to listen to the voices of the Indigenous elders. Listen to the voices of the land, the ancient wind spirits bring great prophecies with them. And tune in with your inner ear. Listen to your intuition. See with your third eye and speak with your voice that is rich with remembering. And it's also about using your sight and your voice to look forward down the timeline. What is it that you wish to create for yourself and your children, your loved ones? And so using this retrograde period for deep recalibration. As we know, there has been quite a big journey with fierce pain bodies. Hopefully now this is releasing and coming back to moving into the new moon, which comes a night or two after the dark. So in the dark of the moon, rest, deep rest, nurture and nourish yourself as best you know how. And then when the first slither, the first little crescent appears at twilight in the west, that is when you sow your seeds and your intentions for the new cycle and the new way forward. So journey well throughout this month of mutable air in Gemini. And when we come to the waxing up to the full moon, you know, this is the time of growth. And then 2 weeks after the full moon to the next dark moon in Cancer, we're going to be in the waning light. So use your prayers, your intentions, your affirmations, your mantras, your songs. Write. I really encourage you to write a lot of this out and burn it if you feel you need to release it. And a practical thing we can do is to smudge ourselves, to smudge our energy fields, to take care of ourselves. And there are, I'm sure in your neighbourhood, some beautiful, beautiful plants from Mother Nature growing. And we can dry the leaves here in beautiful Mount Tamborine, Jumbaran, where I live in southeast Queensland. We've got magnificent trees, the eucalypt, that we can burn on our fires coming into winter. We've got beautiful smoking ceremonies. You can look what is growing in your garden and make yourself some beautiful smudging bundles and burn these as well. And coming into 2020, ask yourself, what is important for you? What is the world that you wish to create? And then as you light, using the fire element, with deep intentions to the magic and the mystery of the Great Mother, calling on the elements of earth, air, fire, water and spirit, honouring the Indigenous elders that have walked before us, the caretakers, the custodians. And then send your prayers out on the smoke. Send it out to the Great Mother. And use this energy, this smoke, to really enliven, to invigorate, to vibrate your frequency with the gifts of nature herself and our deepest connection to our star consciousness. So thank you for joining me, for spending some time here in the beautiful cosmic celestial world, but deeply rooted in Mother Earth and Gaia, because this is where we are here and now. And I wish you well.